Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Doujinshi and welcome back to another episode of Hentai Review. The classiest series on YouTube, made with the lowest possible budget. Hopefully that will change. But today, we're going to be doing something we have not done before, and that is transitioning into an anime-style plot. And don't worry, it's still better than Sword Art Online. Has that joke been made before? I bet it has been, but let's go ahead anyway. On to today's review. It's going to be a bit of a shorter one because this is a bit of a shorter series. Because this is a bit of a shorter episode. I am aware that there are 4 episodes in it, but let me go ahead and tell you about the chickens before I start counting them. This one, as the title suggests, Isekai Harem Monagatari, Episode 1. We will only be reviewing the first episode as of today because I am currently trying a new style of recording videos that will make it easier on me, and will essentially get out better things throughout the period of which I'll be uploading them. So, might be a little bit shaky in the beginning, but we'll keep going. That being said, this one has 12 categories, so a roughly high amount, but nowhere near the highest. Made by Majin Petit. I am unfamiliar with a lot of their work, but I have seen their names around a few times. Maybe they'll find something that'll impress me later on, once they become more seasoned at this. Notable tags that have been throughout this singular episode are plot, fantasy, and harem. That's right. For a little bit now, for the first time in a while, I have not put vanilla in one of them. Trying to branch out a little bit. Now, this singular episode itself is 16 minutes and 33 seconds long, given the fact that it's a bit of a shorter one because it knows it has a few other episodes. Currently, it has 3 more episodes available to it, bringing it to a total of 4. Reason I didn't do 4 is because I've planned on recording a few other videos, and I didn't want to make it a week of a single series. Now, let's get into the plot of it, shall we? Let's just say this opens up with about how you'd imagine. If isekaiing was an actual thing, this is, I feel like, how a lot of people would be caught. The guy is literally sitting there, just giving it a whack, going crazy. Is he bragging about how much? He starts seeing this wormhole open from the magazine that he's using, and takes a bit of a champion's route, I'll give him that. He continues to go. Oh, in the face of death and destruction, he's just forcing himself to get that one out. He's rubbing it out as fast as he can. Going fucking nuts the entire time. Until he's teleported into a fight scene among 3 different people. A cleric, a fighter, and I want to say a ranger, but could also be another fighter, just an elf. Yes, I'm using Dungeons & Dragons rules. I fucking love that game. They're all fighting a bunch of ogres, and as soon as he teleports in and figures out where he is, he finishes directly onto the cleric. Jesus help her. And as soon as she does, she gets powered up, kind of, because she says she had summoned him. She then holds up her staff and fucking annihilates everything in front of her with a pretty impressive display. Given how she looks like she's wearing base level gear, wouldn't be expecting her to be the one casting Fireball at 9th level. It then continues forward until they start to talk amongst themselves once they've reached the local inn/tavern. All 3 of them come to meet him in his room and tell him about how his seed is magic in a very literal sense. That it can power up the bodies of just about any woman on Earth. And especially since they are trying to kill a well-noted demon lord, it's an isekai, what do you expect? That certain power-ups are going to be necessary, especially the kind that allows you to nut on a girl's face and then blast a mountain apart. Yeah, we're in that kind of stupid. But They all decide to say, let's give it a try. Begrudgingly, the elf ranger decides, I'll go, and then the scene first kicks up, spanning from 3 minutes and 40 seconds in to 4 minutes and 40 seconds in, not lasting very long. But there is only one time that I did notice where it does use the speed up technique, which is essentially they loop a single thing that's happening, but they'll speed up the movement of it to give it the illusion of something. It's used for about a single second of the entire thing, but it's still used, and that's a very lazy trick. It's not very... I'm not the most experienced when it comes to animation, but that does seem like a little bit of a lazy cutaway to the whole thing. It's kind of a cop-out when it comes to it, really. She powers up, and then as soon as she does power up, everybody else wants a taste. It immediately goes into a long-ass fucking sex scene. And spanning from the 5-minute mark, so there's about 20 seconds of nothing happening, to the 13-minute and 15-second mark. In which case, every single person that was watching him gets involved. All three of them, they all want to turn, they all want everything going on, they want to grind out those levels early as fuck. And then, as soon as they, let's just say finish, every single one of them finishes multiple times, they are ready for that raid boss grind. As soon as they get up, they all decide to go out in the middle of the next day as they've tuckered themselves out. Once they go outside, they start testing how their strengths have gone. The fighter of the group pulls out her sword, slashes a giant rock in half like it's nothing. The cleric does what she did the first time and blasts a hole in the side of a mountain, so I feel like there's a little bit of a power climb. Ranger never really shows off what she can do, although I'm guessing it's definitely strong. Now, where's the guy during this entire time? Well, I'll tell you where he is. He tried to leave the inn the same time as everybody else, but got pulled away by the slutty manager of the bar. And he gets his. It wasn't even time. It goes from the 13-minute and 50-second mark, so there was 35 seconds of nothing happening. And then it goes to the 15-minute and 5-second mark, which is essentially the ending of the entire thing. This entire show, this single episode that is 16 and a half minutes long, accounting for about a minute and a half worth of credits, consists of 1 plus 8 1/4 plus 1 1/4. That's 10 and a half minutes of scenes and plot. That's about 2 to 3 minutes of actual storytelling the entire time, which I gotta commend you for the fraction you've put up. That is more than this is 75% plot. God bless you, man. I can't wait to get to the extras into the other episodes. I really hope you keep up the good work. Now, let's get on to the actual review of it, seeing as I kind of want to wrap this up a little bit early. The animation of it, it's passable, but has some pitfalls in it. As I mentioned, the speeding up technique. It's not great when you see that done, because it's definitely cutting corners. You didn't have enough time. Totally understandable for why you did it. You did have a few other episodes that come out alongside it, but it would be a little bit of a better score if it weren't for the fact that it is pretty basic animation. Not much happens, not a lot of... Like I say, my pet peeve is no dynamic movement. I wish there was more of it, but unfortunately there's not. Capping at about a 5 out of 10 on the animation department. Passable, and it's definitely worth it. Now, the characters for it. Other than their designs, I really couldn't tell the difference between a lot of them. There was a slight aspect of the ranger being a tsundere character, but that's usually how a lot of elves are portrayed in anime and hentai alongside, which I feel like shouldn't be the case, because I don't know about you, but I've played Skyrim. Elves aren't really that high on their own asses. It's just like one race of them that's an asshole. And then every other one is pretty chill. Now, finally, into the plot. The meat and potatoes of the entire thing. There is so ridiculously much of it. So much of it. Like I said, I did the fractions for you. 75%, if not more, of this entire 16-minute run is straight up just plot. And it's good. It's good. Jesus, fuck, it's good. For the first time in a long time, when I give my overall score, the overall score will not be, in fact, a median of the numbers. Or a mean of the numbers. Essentially what I do is I take the 3 scores that have gotten it from the animation, characters, and plot, I add them together, divide them by 3, and then that's the overall score. But for the first time, I'm going to raise it by 1, just for the fact that I feel like a 6 out of 10 wouldn't be doing this justice. Most of the others that I've given, I have given 7 out of 10s, because I feel like I'm on just a streak of finding things that are, in fact, 7 out of 10s. I would recommend them, and I definitely go back to them at some point, but I wouldn't go back to them when I'm looking for something. I feel like I would stumble onto them, and I would go back out of habit. Now, this itself is a 7 out of 10. Overall, 7 out of 10. But this is a definite recommending of a 7 out of 10. I would highly recommend, and anybody who is looking for material, use this material. It is well worth it. It's not the highest quality, but it is done right. It knows what it is. It knows the tropes that it's doing. It does it well. So, now that we're at the end of the video, I'd like to say thank you to everybody that's come here, all of the 30 subscribers that I currently have. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for coming here. I am the Doctor, and I would like to give a few parting words. Number 1, be safe. Shit's scary outside. Most of us still have to work, though. So if you do go out, make sure that you're healthy. And make sure that you stay healthy. Number 2, just don't be a dick. There's already too many of them. Number 3, have a nice day. I have been the Doctor. I will see you later. Bye, guys.